Think of all those convenience food items that you have in your kitchen, like chicken stock or dried pasta. These are all things that help us get dinner to the table faster. Well, one of my favorite meals is gnocchi, and Julia's here. She's got a secret ingredient for faster gnocchi.
You know it, because traditional recipes for gnocchi are notoriously long and finicky. You start with a whole potato and you boil it whole, and then you peel it while it's hot, you rice it, you mix it with flour, and then you add a variable amount of water, depending on the day and the potato.
Yes, and the mood.
Yes, to get the perfect dough, because if it's a little wet, the potato gnocchi are mushy. If it's a little dry, they're lead sinkers.
Exactly.
So the answer is potato flakes. Now they taste like potatoes, they're dehydrated potatoes. You can add the same amount of water every time and you'll always get the perfect dough.
Great thing. I actually keep these on hand for bread baking.
Yeah, and they're great for thickening up stews.
Right.
It's a good product to have in your pantry. So we're gonna start with 2 cups of potato flakes. And you wanna make sure you buy potato flakes that don't have any flavorings in them because they're out there. There's a whole aisle of potato flakes. You want the plain ones.
Okay.
So to that, we're gonna add a cup of all-purpose flour and 2 teaspoons of table salt. I'm just gonna whisk this together. All right, for the liquid, we're gonna have a cup and a half of water and 1 egg. We're gonna whisk this together, just break up that egg. All right, there we go. We're just gonna add this liquid mixture right to the potato mixture, mix it together to make a dough.
You shaved an hour off of this recipe, easy.
If not more.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guesswork.
Yes, and the crying.
We're gonna let it hang out here for about 3 minutes, really let those potato flakes and the flour absorb the moisture before we knead the dough.
Okay.
All right, you can see the dough has really absorbed that liquid.
Sure has.
Yeah, and that was just a few minutes. So now the next trick is we're gonna knead the dough for just a few minutes, help build up some of that gluten development. That'll just help give the dough some structure.
Right, because potatoes don't have gluten.
That's right.
And a lot of this dough is potato. So
That's it.
The flour that's in there, you want to activate that gluten.
That's right.
Got it.
All right, this dough, it's turned the corner. I can feel it. It's giving me just a little resistance. So we're gonna sprinkle this just with a little flour, let it rest for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna roll out the gnocchi.
Yes.
This dough is rested and we're ready to shape gnocchi. So I'm gonna cut this dough into 6 equal pieces. Cut it in half, then cut each half into thirds.
I like that you're kind of scoring it first.
Yeah, doesn't have to be perfect. Set those pieces aside and we're just gonna work with this one. We're gonna roll this out into a rope. The rope's gonna be about 3/4 of an inch in diameter.
Okay.
It's almost like working with clay. It is just so perfectly malleable. Want to feel it? You got to feel that. It's a pleasure to work with this dough.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right, so again, you're looking for about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, on the money. Now I'm going to use a bench scraper and just make 3/4 inch pieces. First one I like to measure, get a sense of things. I'll just do one as my, all right, now I got it.
Yeah, we were going to have words if you were going to measure each one.
Now's the fun part.
Well, they're raw. I don't want to eat them now.
Well, there's different ways that you can shape the gnocchi. You can just cook them like this, nice and fast. You can just put a dimple in the center. That's super cute. I'm a real fan of the traditional look, which has the ridges on it. So here, you're going to take your fork, take the cut side, put it on the fork, and then use your thumb. Just make those ridges. That's it. We're doing it right onto this baking sheet that's well dusted with flour so they can just sit there until we cook them.
Lovely. Well, these are easy.
Yeah. All right, so that first one's done. Now we're just gonna repeat it with the rest of the dough.
All right.
Our gnocchi look fabulous, and they're waiting for some saucing to be cooked, which is what we're gonna do.
All right.
Now we're gonna make a quick sauce made with tomato and garlic and some fresh basil. Is my personal favorite way to eat gnocchi. Here we have 2 tablespoons of olive oil in this broiler safe skillet. Gonna add 2 cloves of garlic using the press right into the pan. All right, gonna put this over medium heat, let it cook for about 2 minutes until that garlic just starts to turn golden.
Okay.
Oh, that garlic, you can smell it. It's just starting to turn golden, which is perfect.
A little toasty.
Yeah, it smells good.
It smells great.
So now I'm gonna add a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. Nice and easy. Now we're gonna add a teaspoon of sugar, just a little bit, 1/4 teaspoon of dried oregano, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. We just wanna heat this through, really bring it to a nice simmer. All right, I love this sauce because you're just taking canned tomato sauce and flavoring it with a few things to bring it up a notch.
Julia told me that we have other sauces available on our website. We've got a brown butter and caper, sounds delicious, and also a fontina cheese sauce. Those are all available, as I said, on the website.
All right, that's come up to a good simmer. Now time to turn the heat off and have some fun. We're gonna add basil, and we're just gonna rip it with our hands.
Ooh.
Nice and rustic.
Rustic.
I like the big pieces of basil in here. I like how they taste with the gnocchi, because the gnocchi, it's quite a mouthful.
Yes.
So this is half a cup of basil leaves.
All right.
All right, just gonna stir this basil in. Oh, that sauce is nice and warm.
Beautiful.
Yeah, just gonna put the lid on, set this off heat, let it stay nice and warm, and waiting for the gnocchi.
Great.
So slide on down. Here we have our gnocchi that is ready to cook. Now you can cook these right away, but they also freeze like a dream. What you would do is you'd put this whole tray right in the freezer, and then when they're firm, put them in a plastic bag for up to a month.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So here we have 4 quarts of boiling water, to which I'm gonna add a tablespoon of table salt. And now we're gonna add half the gnocchi. And I found it's really easy to transfer the gnocchi around using a bench scraper, because it's pretty delicate dough. So we're just gonna add half of it right to the water.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Easy to portion out half that way, too.
yep. Let's see, yeah, it looks like about half. We're just gonna cook these, boil them for about 1.5 minutes. They have the telltale sign that they're done because they float. So we'll just stir it really gently. You don't wanna beat them up too much until they've cooked. Oh, there's the gnocchi starting to float. That means it's cooked through. So now what we're gonna do is go right into the sauce. Using a wire skimmer, I'm just gonna skim the gnocchi out, let them drain, add them right to the sauce. And if a little pasta water gets in that sauce, it's okay. It's seasoned, it loosens up the sauce a bit. No harm, no foul. I think that's all of them. So the water is back to a boil, which is great. Now time to add the rest of the gnocchi. All right, that second batch of gnocchi is done. Time to pull it out of my foamy pot.
Yes.
The second batch does get a little foamy because there's a lot of extra starch in that water.
It's all right. It's like a treasure hunt.
It is, it makes it fun. Right into the sauce. So you could just serve this gnocchi as is with the fresh basil sauce.
Okay, let's
It's
do it.
delicious, but I want to just make it special for you. I'm gonna make it al forno, which means we're gonna put a little cheese on it and put it in the oven. And this is my favorite way to eat gnocchi. When I was first dating my husband Ian, who you know, he would take me to this little place in Brighton. He taught me how to order the gnocchi al forno because it's not on the menu, and man, is it good. All right, so we're gonna top this with a little ricotta and mozzarella. So that's half a cup of ricotta. Just gonna dollop it here and there over the top. Yeah. It's nice because it's not with every bite, but every few bites you just get this nice creamy ricotta that mixes with the sauce.
Yes, please.
Now we're gonna add 1.5 cups of mozzarella. And this is that whole milk mozzarella that I shredded myself, so you know it's gonna melt really well.
Exactly. Some of the part skim mozzarellas, yeah, you can put them in the oven for years and they keep their shape. Not good.
Especially if they're pre-shredded, they're tossed with that anti-caking agent. Never melts. So we're gonna put this in the oven just for a little bit right under the broiler, about 8 inches from the broiler. Gotta get nice and brown, let that cheese melt. Takes about 3 minutes. Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, I'll get the door again.
Thank you. I love it when the cheese just gets a little browned and the mozzarella is all melted. We're gonna let it rest for just 5 minutes because it is pretty hot. All right, this is cooled nicely for 5 minutes.
Oh, look at that.
I know, I got you the perfect little round of ricotta there.
Oh,
I'm gonna make you a big old bowl. I hope that's okay. Little ricotta on top. There
All
you
right.
are. All right, now, a little Parmesan on top?
yes, please.
Just because you can.
There's not enough cheese in there, Julia. Fix that. The proof of the gnocchi is in the tasting. That's a really good texture. Really good texture.
Yeah, it's the perfect pillowy texture. It's has enough structure to actually chew a little bit, so it's not super fluffy, which I don't like, but it's not a lead sinker.
No, absolutely. This is like perfect gnocchi. And the sauce, very quick to put together, but perfect. A little bit of tomato sauce, a little bit of garlic. Just kept it nice and simple.
Yep, and those big pieces of basil.
And the big chunks of cheese, too. There's a danger in this bowl.
There is.
I might overindulge
I'm
again.
with you.
This might be some of the best gnocchi I've ever had.
Nice.
Instant mashed potato flakes.
Thanks, Bridget.
You're a genius. Well, if you'd love to make this gnocchi at home, use instant potato flakes to make a quick dough. Knead the dough until it springs back just a little bit, and boil the gnocchi in salted water until they float. So from Cook's Country, a genius recipe for instant mashed potato gnocchi al forno. Thanks for watching Cook's Country from America's Test Kitchen. So what'd you think?
Leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or just say hi.
Now you can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
Alligator.